All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be reading through a couple of different short stories. The first one we're going to read through is entitled Crossing the Line. Right, and our link is right there in the Verbling chat box as well as the Google chat box. Okay, so open that up when you get a second, okay? Very good. Let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Anastasia, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, how about Amparo? Hi there, Amparo, welcome. She's still messing with her microphone. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get rolling. All right, here we go. Okay. Amparo, is your microphone working?
Finally.
There we
Hi.
go. Hi
Teacher.
there. How you doing?
Doing well. What about
Very
you?
nice. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, ladies. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll see if other people join in as the class continues. But Amparo, let's start off with you.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll have you start from here. There she was, and read down to. Let's go to this comma here where it says steam, please.
Okay. There she was, walking in the woods near her favorite spot by the stream. The water was higher than usual from all the snow meltage that had occurred 2 days ago. Small signs of spring were showing. A couple of green buds on the trees, squirrels bouncing around, and a few little flowers scattered about. The sun shone through the trees and glistened on the surface of the silvery water. She sat down at the edge of the water on a rock and dangled her toes into the icy water. It sent shivers up her spine, yet she kept her toes there because she found pleasure in it. Doe emerged from the brush across the stream. It didn't notice her as it bent down to lap up the life-giving liquid. She watched the doe in silence, for she did not want to spook it. The birds chirping the tranquility of the stream.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's go to. Okay, let's go to the word silence here. Okay, make sure to pronounce
Silence.
the S or S sound here at the end. Silence.
Silence.
Okay, very good. And we only had two other ones. Okay, okay, let's practice flowers scattered. So combine those S sounds. A few little flowers scattered about.
A few little flowers scattered about.
Good, one more time. A few little flowers scattered about.
A few little flowers scattered about.
Okay, very nice. And the only other one is this one right here. Okay, remember that the G and the H do not make a sound. So instead of higher, it's higher.
Higher. Oh, okay.
Good, good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whoops. Where are we at? Okay, here. All right, let's see here. Anastasia? Let's have you continue from the green buds. Finish this paragraph. Okay, and read down to. Let's have you read down to here where it says, ladder-like pine tree, please.
Okay. The green buds showing through the clumps of snow, and the doe peacefully drinking set her mind to rest. She lay down on the rock, and the sounds of the forest began to lull her to sleep. Just as she was about to give into the tightness and doze off, she heard a twig snap. The doe perked up, and its in its head and stared off behind her. The door bolted away. She turned her head around to see what spooked the poor door. She couldn't see anything, yet she got a sudden sinking feeling in her chest, and she could sense impending doom. Without thinking, she stood up and faced towards the direction of the sound and slowly backed up. That's when she saw a great tail through the brambles. Desperately, she looked for an escape route. Seeing no suitable getaway, she scrambled up a tall ladder like a pine tree.
Okay, very good, very good. So one punctuation thing here, you guys. Right here where it says desperately, there should be a comma. Right here, you read it correctly, saying desperately, she looked for an escape route. Okay. That way that we are emphasizing desperately. If not, desperately needs to go right here. She desperately looked for an escape route. Okay, so you read it exactly right. That was really good. But there does the author missed a comma in between those two, so that you would know that you would need to say it that way. Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, let's take a look at some other words here. First up, instead of sund, this is ow, sound.
Sound.
Very good.
Sound check.
Sound check. 1, 2.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to doze. Doze off. Doze off.
Doze off.
Okay, so one more time. So this is an O sound. Doze. Doze off.
Doze off.
That's it. Okay. Next up is the word lull. Instead of lul, it's lull.
Lull.
Lull her to sleep.
Lull her to sleep.
Okay, now that's going to be sleep.
Sleep.
There you go. Good. All right, so let's go to that same sound. Instead of peacefully, okay, it's peacefully.
Peacefully.
Okay, very good. And the last one here is green. Instead of green.
Green.
Okay, give me a good R. So instead of green, it's green.
Okay, green.
Awesome. Nice job. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem. All right, let's see here. Up the tree. Okay, very good. All right, let's see here. So we have some others here in class. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, welcome to class. Where are you from?
Thank you. I'm from Jordan.
Okay, excellent. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
We also have Nader. Hi, Nader. How are you?
Hi. Long time no see.
I know, yeah.
Happy to be here again.
Great.
Same with you.
We also have Shin. Hi there, Shin. How are you? Shin? Okay, and Victor is here as well. Hi, Victor. Welcome.
Hi, Chad. Thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, let's go to Khaled. You are next in line. Khaled, let me have you read from She Knew. Okay, and let me have you finish this paragraph and read down to here where it says through the brambles, please.
All right. She knew the scent of the pen would disguise her skin. After about 7 feet, she stopped climbing. She perched on a branch that was hovering over the ground. Her mind, while at the thought that she was directly over what could very well be the end of her life. The merciless creature stepped into the little cleared-out area directly under her tree. It began sniffing around. the way that wolves do, looking for his next victim. It was one of the largest wolves she had ever seen. The big muscles rippled under his belt, and the sharp teeth glistened in the sun. The branch cracked slightly, and the wolf looked around, and then he looked up and made direct eye contact with her. She tried not to blink, but the wolf wasn't stupid. It gave a short haul, and then two more equally large wolves came through the brambles.
Okay, very good. Very good. Let's go to the word blink. Right here, give me a good B. Instead of plink with a P, it's blink.
Blink.
There you go. Good, good. Next up, we have the word contact instead of contact. Okay, our stress is here at the very beginning.
Contact.
Okay.
Contact.
Very nice, very nice. Next up, we have the word glistened. Now here, this T is silent. Instead of glistened, it's glistened.
Glistened.
So, this would be the sharp teeth glistened in the sun. Try that.
The sharp teeth glistened in the sun.
Very nice. Okay. Next up, we have the ed ending. Instead of riplet, this is rippled. Rippled.
Rippled.
There you go. Okay, very good. Next up is the word ever. Now here, you had said aver. Okay, instead of aver, it's ever.
Ever.
There you go. One more time. Ever.
Ever.
Okay. All right, good. And next up is the word hovering right here. Instead of hovering, okay, give me a good R. Hovering.
Hovering.
Okay, one more time. Hovering.
Hovering.
Oh, almost. That time you said hovering. Okay, push the tongue down on the R. Hovering.
Hovering.
There you go. Good. All right, and your last word is the word climbing. The B is silent. Instead of climbing, it's climbing.
Climbing.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, let's go to Nader. Okay, Nader, please continue. Okay, and read from then she grabbed down to, let's see here. Go ahead and read down to here where it says a few months ago, please.
Then she grabbed a piece of branch and threw it far behind them. They bolted after it, but they weren't gone for long. They had realized they were tricked. They started jumping at her legs, and the worst possible thing happened. The branch that was her lifeline gave out on her, and she plummeted to the ground and nearly landed on top of the lead wolf. They were immediately surrounding her, glaring her in the eyes. She raised her head, thinking to herself, if this is the way I'm going to die, then I might as well die with dignity. Then she decided that she wouldn't go down without a fight. She grabbed the branch that betrayed her and stood up. She began smacking it around, and the wolves began backing up. Finally, she was able to get out of the circle and ran over to a spot with a bunch of empty whiskey bottles. Someone else had dropped there a few months ago.
Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look here. So, our first word here is the word dropped. Okay, most of your R's were really good. I have two here that I want to practice. Okay, this is the first one. You had said dropped. Okay, give me a good R. Dropped.
dropped, dropped,
There you go. There you go. One more time. Dropped.
dropped, dropped.
That's it. Good, good. The next one here is grabbed. Right here. Now, the first time we had the word grabbed, you said it beautifully. It sounded great. Okay, this time it was a little off. Okay, so give me a good GR. Grabbed.
Grabbed, grabbed.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. All right, let's go to the word plummeted right here. So stress is at the very beginning. She plummeted to the ground.
She plummeted to the ground.
There you go. Good. And our last word is the long A sound. Instead of give, it's a gave out on her.
Gave out,
There you go. One more time. Gave out.
gave out.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. All right. Let's see here. You're out there a few months ago. Okay. All right. Next up is Shin. Shin,
Hi.
your microphone is. There we are. Hi there.
Hi, teacher.
Yes, yes. Hi. Shin, where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
From Taiwan. Excellent. Excellent. It's great to have you here. Okay, Shin, let's have you read from she snatched them up. Okay, and I'll have you read down to. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have you read down to here where it says thought to herself, please.
Okay. But a lot of vocabulary for me is new words. I don't know the word.
It's okay. So here we're not. There's two purposes when you're reading in another language. Okay. One of the purposes would be for pronunciation. That's why we are reading out loud. Okay. Another reason
okay.
would be for vocabulary. We're not focusing very much on vocabulary here. Okay. And so we're not looking at the definitions. We're looking at how we pronounce the words together in a series. Okay. So just do the best that you can.
She snatched them up and tied one to each first with some discard shoes straight. Sorry, how to say the word.
And that is shoestring.
Shoestrings, and then smash them on a rock so that if she punch one of the wolves, the broken glass would cause a lot more damage. They advanced toward her, and she could feel their hot breath as she slowly backed away from them. She was also showing her first and shouting at them. She grabbed a branch and was able to reach out and smack the land wolf in the face. He I don't know the
Flopped
on the ground, and the other wolf began sniff at him. Then she bolted as fast as she could, running through the tree and getting scraped by bra- by bla-
Brambles.
brambles. When she looked behind her, she saw them about 20 feet away. I will never be able. I will never be able to out outrun them, but I've got to try, she thought to herself.
Okay, all right, very nice. Let's practice some sounds here, okay? Now, just as a reminder, this is an advanced reading, okay? So that's why it's more challenging for you, okay? So let's look at some sounds that we can work on. First up, we have the TH sound here. Okay, so instead of saying sat, this is a
Sa,
TH. It's you use your tongue to pronounce this. So it's thought.
thought,
There you go. Yes, place your tongue between your teeth. Thought.
thought,
Okay, very good. All right. Now, make sure that when you have an S at the end of your words, that you are pronouncing it. Okay, so this is the trees. The trees.
the trees,
Okay, very nice. Okay. All right. Now this word here, okay, is pronounced began. Okay, so the other wolf
began,
began sniffing at him.
began sniffing at him.
Okay, very good. Let's try this word one more time. This word is pronounced flopped. Flopped.
Fl- flop, fl-
Flopped.
flopped,
There you go. Good. Good. One more time. Flopped.
flopped,
Good. Okay. Next up, we have the word shouting. Shouting.
shouting,
Very good. Very good. Here, this word here is pronounced advanced. So it is they advanced
advance,
towards her. They advanced toward her.
they advanced toward her.
Okay, very good. Next is, all right, let's practice the ed ending here. So this word is smashed. Smashed.
Smash,
Okay, one more time.
smashed,
There you go.
smashed,
That's it. Okay, let's try these two together. Shoestring. Shoestring.
shoestring,
Okay. All right. Very good. And let me check my notes. All right. The last one here is fist. Instead of fast, it's fist.
fist.
Very good. All right. Thank you very much, Sin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. That to yourself. Okay. Very nice. Let's go to Victor.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, please can go ahead and finish this paragraph and read down to here where it says that was a close one, please.
She ran as if she never ran before, and she felt their hot breath at her heels. As she ran, she waved the branch behind her, trying to keep them a good distance away. But then the branch smacked against a rock and broke, so she dropped it because now it was useless, and it was just adding weight that would slow her down. Finally she saw where the woods came to an end, and where her backyard started. The bright light shone through the trees, and she reached out to it as if it were an old friend. The wolves were slowing down, but not enough to stop running. Her mind was racing as fast as her feet, and she didn't know if she was going to make it out alive. She could just see the strange wire that bordered the woods and yard. One of the wolves snapped at her ankles and ripped off a piece of her pant leg. That was a close one.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, let's go to this word here. The word is stretched. Okay, so the stretched wire.
The stretched wire.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word backyard. Where'd you go? Right here. So instead of ba, it's back, backyard.
Backyard.
One more
Backyard.
time. Backyard.
Backyard.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word useless. So this S right here, instead of being a voiced S, useless, it's useless.
Useless.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the word dropped. Instead of dropped, dropped.
Dropped.
Okay. Let's give me a short I sound here. So instead of distance, D, it's distance.
Distance.
Good. One more time. Distance.
Good distance.
There you go. Good. And your last one here is breath instead of breathe. Okay, so she felt their hot breath on her heels.
She felt their hot breath at her heels.
Okay, instead of breathe, it's breath.
Breath.
She felt their hot breath at her heels.
She felt their hot breath at her heels.
Okay, great. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
All right, let's continue here. Amparo, please read from another one. Okay, and this would be... Okay, let's have you read down to here where it says he had some sharp nails. Please?
Okay. Another one tried to grab at her long brown hair, but it missed by a millimeter. Then time seemed to slow down, and as she leaped from darkness into light and crossed the line into safety, yet she kept running, and that's when her loyal dog, a medium-sized lab German Shepherd mix, came rushing out of the house and greeted her, and then stopped the wolves dead in their tracks. They stared at him, and he stared at them for a solid 20 seconds. Then he growled deeply. "Scout, no!" she shouted, because she knew that he was sacrificing himself for her. She rushed over and stood beside him. "If you go, I'm going with you." The wolves growled angrily and bared their teeth. Scout took one small lunge at them and smacked the little wolf in the face with his paw. He had some sharp nails.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the word took. Okay, so Scout took one small lunge.
Scout took one small lunge.
Okay, very good. The other part here is going to be and bared their teeth.
Bared their teeth.
Okay, and this I believe should actually be bore, I think, which would be to show and bore their teeth. But I don't think I've read that word for a very long time, so she could be right. All right, good. And our last one, okay, is right here. Growled. Okay. Then he growled deeply. Okay, good. Connect those D's.
Yeah. Then he growled deeply.
There you go. Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, he had some sharp nails. Okay, very good. Let's go to Anastasia. Okay, Anastasia, please continue from and it was. Okay. And read down to down to this comma. The wolf pinned down, please.
Okay. And it was enough to send the wolf running for the hills. Two more ran after him, and the wolf that stayed leaped onto Scout, and they trembled around, tearing off bits of fur from each other and ripping into each other's flesh. "Scout, please!" finally the quarrel died down with Scout lying on the ground, bleeding heavily from a wound in his neck. She rushed over him. Scout, oh Scout, you sacrificed yourself for me. You're the true definition of a hero. Tears rolled from her eyes as the horror dam let loose. She turned her head and saw the wolf standing there in pride, and then she lunged at him and landed right on the top of his back. Then she grabbed around its neck as it tried to back her off. Her heels dug into its sides, and she was able to force it to the ground. Then, with the wolf pinned down.
Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look here. First up, we have the word buck instead of bach, ba, buck. It tried to buck her off.
It tried to back her off.
Okay, one more time. It tried to buck her off.
It tried to back it off.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word landed instead of landed. It's landed.
Landed.
Okay, very nice. Next is the word wound. I think that's up a little higher. Hold on. And wound in the neck. Bleeding heavily.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Wound instead of wound. Wound.
Wound.
Good. Now, wound would be a verb. Okay, past tense of to wind. Okay, so if you see the article a or if it's plural, okay, that one's going to be harder. But yeah, if it's in the position of a noun, then that's going to be wound or sorry, it's going to be wound or wounds.
Okay. If it's verb, it will be wound.
Yeah, it would be wound. Okay. Next up is the word tearing. Now this is another crazy one because instead of tearing, okay, it would only be tear if it's talking about the face or the eyes or something sad. Here this is tear. So it's tearing, ripping.
Okay, tearing.
All right, good. So this is tearing off bits of fur. Try that.
Tearing off bits of fur.
Yeah, and try off. Tearing off.
Tearing off.
Tearing off. Tearing off bits of fur.
Okay, tearing off bits of fur.
There you go. And our last one here, instead of tumbled, it's tumbled.
Tumbled.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, the wolf pinned down. All right, very good. Let's go to Khaled.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Khaled, let me have you finish up our story here. Please read from She Smacked It and read down to the end. I would do the same, please.
All right. She smacked it a couple of times in anger. You stupid wolf. You killed my best friend, you son of a bitch. Finally, she wrapped her hands around its head and snapped it back. It was dead in an instant. She looked over at Scott and saw him fighting for breath. Slowly, she got off the wolf and crawled over the Scott and stroked his ear and laid next to him. She laid there in anger and frustration. Scott lifted his head up and licked her cheek, and then flopped back down. His eyes rolled to the back of his head, and he gave a final breath. Oh, Scott, I promise to never own another dog in my life. None could ever come close to replacing you. I pray that you have a safe trip over the Rainbow Bridge. Then she put her hand on his flank. She whispered softly, I will avenge you. Avenge you. I will kill every last one of those goddamned wolves, if I have to. They crossed the line. I will always love you. That's what love is, right? You died for me, and I would do the same.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let's go to this word here. Instead of whispered, it's whispered. Whispered.
Whispered.
Softly.
Yeah. Whispered softly.
Okay. Very good. Next is cheek. Right here, instead of check, it's cheek.
Cheek.
Good, good. Nice job. Next, we have the word laid. Long A sound. So laid.
Laid.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word breath. Instead of breathe, it's breath.
Breath.
Okay, very nice. Okay, here we have the word instant. Instead of instant, okay, it's instant.
Instant.
Okay, good. So it was dead in an instant.
It was dead in an instant.
Okay, very nice. Next is the word around. Okay, so right here, instead of around, give me a good R. Around.
Around.
Okay, good. And our last one here is smacked it. She smacked it.
She smacked it.
Good. One more time. She smacked it.
She smacked it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
All right, you guys, let's go to our next story. Okay, this is stand up even if you stand alone. Okay, the link is here in the Verbling chat as well as the Google chat. All right, and let's go to Nader. Okay, Nader, let's have you read from a commotion. Okay, and read down to... Okay, let's have you read down to here, to this comma where it says, I was turning purple, please.
A commotion was coming from the hallway where my locker was. It was only the second week, and I already thoroughly hated this school with its labyrinths, hallways, and judgmental students. I turned into the wide hallway to my right and almost smacked it into the backs of a large group of students. I stood on a tiptoe to look over the heads of the gathering group, despising how I was vertically challenged. The ones near the front were taunting someone pegged against the locker next to mine. The rest were just there as spectators or attracted to the commotion just like me. I gasped and my eyes widened as I took in the boy's state. He was leaning heavily on the locker. His lip was cut and bleeding profusely. His glasses lay shattered on the floor. His right eye was turning purple.
Okay, very nice, very good. All right, let's go to this word here. Okay, so we're going to work on bouncing between the B and the P. Okay, so this is bleeding profusely. Bleeding
profusely.
Okay, very good. Next up is the word gasped. Right here, instead of gasped, it's gasped.
Gasped.
Okay, very good. Next is the word challenged. Right here, challenged, ed ending.
Challenged.
All right, good. Let's go to, let's see. Okay, the word turned, right here, instead of turned, this is I
Turned.
turned into the wide hallway.
Turned.
Okay, try that whole thing. I turned into the wide hallway.
I turned into the wide hallway. I
Okay, very
turned
good.
into the wide hallway.
Very good. This word here is pronounced labyrinth.
Labyrinth. Labyrinth.
Good, much better. This word here is pronounced thoroughly. Thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
All right, very good. Very good. Much better control of your tongue this time on the R's throughout the reading. It was really good.
Yes, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Many thanks.
I could tell it sounded much better. I heard you correct yourself a few times as well. That was great.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay. Turn purple. Let's go to. All right, Victor. Okay, Victor, please read from "And he bore several scratches." Okay, and read down to. Okay, please read down to here where it says, "with your established clicks."
And he bore several scratches on his cheeks, accompanied with a burning slap mark imprinted on the left cheek. Anger boiled inside me, and I gripped my books so hard my knuckles turned white. All I saw was red. I shoved my way through the crowd, hating my shortness. "Stop!" I yelled, throwing down my books with a loud bang as soon as I reached the center. The whole hallway turned silent, and out of the corner of my eye I saw Gabriel raise his eyes in surprise, while he slumped further down against the locker to the floor. As he did so, I noticed the back of his head left a smear of blood on the locker. My anger mounted even more, if that was even possible, and my hands shook uncontrollably. "Who made you kings and queens of the school? Who said you have the right to beat other people up and treat them like trash just because they don't fit in with your established cliques?"
Okay, very good. Very good. Let's go to the word uncontrollably. Give me a good TR here. Uncontrollably.
Uncontrollably.
Very nice. Very nice. Next up is the word possible instead of possible. Possible.
Possible.
Okay, very good. Next is the word turned instead of turned. Okay, give me an sound only. The whole hallway turned silent.
The whole hallway turned silent.
Okay, one more time. Turn. The whole hallway turned silent.
The whole hallway turned silent.
There you go. Much better. Okay, and next is accompanied right here. So our stress is right in the middle. Accompanied.
Accompanied.
Very good. Very good. And the last one is the word scratches. Make sure to pronounce the ES at the end. Scratches.
Scratches.
Great. Great. All right. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
All right. Very good. Let's go to Amparo. Back to the top. Please read from "I shouted." Okay. Finishing these up. Let's see. It's about 4. And coming down to here where it says chorus of O's and Ah's, please.
Okay, I shouted, making the quotation mark gesture around the word clicks. We are all equal. I'm sick of seeing your snobby, high and mighty people with your noses in the air, thinking down on everyone else. I paused for breath, but before I could continue, one of the guys cut in. Since when did you start telling us the rules and preaching what we can or can't do? Newbie. He spat back arrogantly with a toss of his head. I drew myself up and tossed my hair back, mimicking him. Ever since you assumed the role of arrogant stuck-up class bully with your disgusting pack of goblins and hags, I yelled back distastefully, shoving him backwards with two hands, causing him to stagger, trip, and fall backwards onto people's feet, and finally landing heavily on the hard floor, earning a few snickers from the crowd and a chorus of "oh" and "ass."
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to this last part here. This is a chorus
A,
of O's and ahs.
a chorus of "ohs" and "ahs."
Okay, this is going to be ahs. A chorus of O's
Ah,
and ahs.
a chorus of "ohs" and "ahs."
Okay, all right, let's go to this word here. The word is, whoops. The word is distastefully. Distastefully.
Distastefully. Distastefully.
Good. Okay, let's practice going from yelled into back. So practicing that D to the B. Yelled back. I yelled back.
I yelled back.
Yelled. I yelled back.
Yelled back. I yelled back.
Okay, good. Next is the word arrogant. Stress at the beginning. Arrogant.
Arrogant.
Okay, very nice. Next is, and this is your last one, the word is paused. Give me a voiced S here instead of paused. It's paused.
Paused.
One more time. Paused.
Paused.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, next up is Anastasia. Please read from he immediately. Okay, finish this paragraph. Read this next one and read down to here, hanging on to his arm, please.
Okay. He immediately sprang up, his face red from anger and embarrassment, leaning in, his breath blowing on my face. He threatened, "If you were a guy, this would be the last thing you remembered, and I'd shut you up permanently." He stood tall again and continued with another arrogant toss of his head. "And I would prefer going by the name Handsome." "Oh, please," I scoffed, "spare me the excuses. Just 'cause I'm a girl, you say? Well, let's see what damage you can do on your own, without your backup gang of monsters. Oh, and the name's Korea," I said, gesturing at the popular crowd gathering around Gabriel Handsome and I. He did not bother answering me. He just whispered to the girl hanging onto his arm.
Okay, very good. Let's go to this name here. Instead of Karia, it's Carla. Carla.
Okay, Carla.
There you go.
Carla.
There you go. Good. All right, this word here, instead of Owen, the word is own. Own.
Own. Own.
Okay. There you go. Good. Here, instead of excuses, it's excuses. Okay.
Excuses.
The first S is unvoiced. Excuses.
Excuses.
Okay, very nice. Next up is remembered. Give me a good ed ending here. Instead of remembered, remembered.
Remembered.
Okay, let's try another ed. Instead of threatened, it's threatened. Threatened.
Threatened. Threatened.
Okay, very good. And our last one is the word immediately. Immediately.
Immediately.
Very good. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, great. Let's go to Khaled.
Yes,
Let me read
teacher.
from I eyed her. Okay,
All right.
I eyed her and Continue here. Go ahead and read down to this paragraph where it says root of the problem, please.
All right. I eyed her disgustedly. She wore away too much makeup, reminding me of wedding cake with fondant smoothed over its every feature. Her skirt was much shorter than the school standard limit, and her hair had obviously undergone hours of work. She was pretty, but in a fake way. I know, I'm such a hypocrite. I criticize people of being judgmental and then I judge them. She whispered loudly in his ear, beat her up for me. And then they locked lips. I gasped dramatically, hearing a few sneakers and giggles from the crowd. As an inebriated, he swung a punch at my mouth with his right fist. I calmly caught it with my left, while it was still a foot away from my face. I made sure to keep my face cool and keep my emotions inside. I hated having to fight someone even if I would gone through 10 intense years of karate training, and no matter what the root of the problem was.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the word root. Okay, give me a good R. The root of the problem was.
The root of the problem was.
Okay, good. Let's go to the word. Okay, up here this is gagged instead of gagged. Gagged.
Yeah. Gagged.
Okay, very nice. Here we have the word criticize. Criticize.
Criticize.
All right, very good. Next up is the word hypocrite instead of hypocrite. Hypocrite.
Yeah. Hypocrite.
Okay, very good. Next is, I believe it's obvious. Yeah. Okay, so right here, this is obviously instead of obviously. Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay, one more time. Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay, very nice. And our last one is this word here. The word is disgustedly. Disgustedly.
All right. Disgustedly.
Good, good. Excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Next up is Nader. Nader, please read from The Way Handsome. Okay, finish this this paragraph and read down to here where it says the floor with a thud, please.
The way Handsome fought reminded me of a flapping, headless chicken. I don't mean to brag, but every time he threw a punch or a kick, his eyes would stray to his target and enable me to catch or block his hit before it was even a foot within me. The way, sorry. I was so focused that I did not hear the crowd cheering or the principal and a few staff members gawking at the sight of me fighting a boy twice my size. I only knew that I had to end this fight soon, injuring him too seriously. The way this scuffle was going, I was not too concerned about myself. He threw a punch to the side of my head, and I quickly seized my chance. I grabbed his wrist, pulled his arm over my head, and deftly and neatly flipped him on his back, and for the second time in less than 5 minutes, dropped him to the floor with a thud.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, So we had one R sound. Okay, only one here. Okay, give me a good DR. This is dr, dropped, dropped. Hello? Knitter?
Dropped.
There you go.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Dropped. Dropped.
Good. Next up is the word concerned. Instead of concerned, it's concerned.
Concerned.
All right, very good. And your last word, instead of know, this is new. I only knew that I had.
I only knew that I had.
Very good. Okay, excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see here. Victor, let's have you finish up the hour for us, reading from I Smiled Sweetly. Finish this paragraph, read these lines here, down to charge sooner, please.
I smiled sweetly at his startled face, adjusted my glasses, grabbed my books from where I had previously dropped them on the floor, and was about to beat it when I suddenly recalled why I'd come in the first place. I spun back quickly and dropped on my right knee at Gabriel's face level. "Can you get up?" I asked worriedly. "Not really. I'm too dizzy," he rasped, his eyes remaining closed and holding his head in his hands. "Here," I offered my free arm. "Let's get you out of here." I helped him to his feet while keeping my stack of books in the crook of my left arm. I wasn't too eager to open my locker, with everyone still staring. I ignored the eyes as they parted the path down the hallway for us. Behind me I heard Mr. Tier, the principal, finally taking control of the situation with the help of various staff members. I shook my head, wishing they'd taken charge sooner.
Okay, very good. Let's take a look here. First up, we have the word various instead of various. Various.
Various.
Okay, good. Here we have control instead of control. Finally taking control of the situation.
Finally taking control of the situation.
There you go. Okay. Here instead of offered, this is offered. Here
Offered.
I offered my free arm.
Here I offered my free arm.
Very good. And our last one is up here. The word is, instead of spoon, it is spun. I spun back quickly.
I spun back quickly.
Great. Great. All right. Okay, you guys, thank you very much for coming in. It was great having you here. I'm going to take a break until tomorrow. I think I have a class in the morning, but I do not have a nighttime reading class tomorrow. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll see you.
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
you very much. Bye. See you.